Russia at the turn of the century. Tsar Nicholas II rules with an iron fist. Anyone who dares to be thrilled by far too dangerous ideas is summarily sent to the endless vastness of Siberia. But many are here of their own free will. Arriving from the overpopulated East, they hope for a better life. The longest railway in the world is going to make it possible. People don't necessarily head for Siberia voluntarily. But once they're here, they soon learn to love the taiga intimately. Now, the longest railway in the world is supposed to be completed here. You head a key ministry within the Tsarist Empire. That's why the Tsar has entrusted you with this prestigious project. Greatness lies ahead. Soon it will be completed, the railway line that crosses the continent. But the most important leg is still missing. The section all around Lake Baikal, the golden clasp of the Russian belt of steel. The terrain along the lake shore is treacherous and requires meticulous preparation. Take the necessary measures so that construction can begin soon. First of all, feeder routes to the shores of Lake Baikal must be built so that supplies of materials always remain ensured. The golden clasp for the Russian belt of steel isn't called that for nothing. One day it will encircle Lake Baikal like a piece of jewelry. The construction calls for extraordinary skill, and the whole thing costs a huge pile of money. Get started in creating the first stage of the line, which will go down in history as a masterpiece in the art of engineering. Good planning is essential. The surveying work shows that two possible routes suggest themselves for the line. You have the final say. Well, that's the way it should be. All that has to be done now is to have everything brought to the construction site. The Irkutsk Association of Sable Breeders asks for help. You're supposed to advertise the association's next meeting by announcing it loudly all over town. Take a walk through town and advertise for the worthy cause of sable breeding. Excellent. The first leg has been completed. Tsar Nicholas is extremely pleased. But the terrain is treacherous. A muddy quagmire in the summer, frozen solid in winter. Thanks to stable steel structures, the tracks are luckily going to stay right where they are. Nothing happens without materials. Now make sure that they are ready and waiting by the time the next leg is to be completed. A group of hunting tourists from Europe is eager to shoot a bear. As luck would have it, construction work has driven off most of the bears. But as for the women, they are relatives of the Tsarina herself, so a bear is an absolute must. The circus currently performing in Irkutsk has a tired old circus bear. Maybe things could work out in the end. The circus wants to move on as early as tomorrow. But if a big enough audience can be organised, it might stay for an extra performance. Geopolitical situation is coming to a head. Trouble is brewing on the eastern borders of the Empire. Time is short. See to it that the route is completed in good time, so that the necessary logistics infrastructure is ready if the worst comes to worst. The Tsar cannot be disappointed under any circumstances. In other words, get going. Hurry up. Get everything that's needed here quickly so that the railroad is completed on time. Material is constantly disappearing from the construction sites. And just what might be the cause? There are rumors that a mysterious creature is prowling around the taiga. A well-known shaman supposedly knows what to do. The shaman can be found on a mountain in the southeast. The shaman has spoken. There's no doubt that the mysterious monster of the taiga is responsible. The only way it can be appeased is with offerings of precious jewels. The gemstones are supposed to be found on the steepest slope to the southwest. What a disgrace! In reality, the Association of Sable Breeders turned out to be a group of subversive subjects who are conspiring to overthrow the Tsar. You must prevent the meetings at all costs. willing to hand over the tired bear to you for a supply of logs. He can use them to replace the rotten poles for the big top. Ringmaster is willing to hand over the tired bear to you for a supply of logs. He can use them to replace the rotten poles for the big top. It's done. The railroad project that has just been completed has safeguarded Russia's influence in Eastern Asia. Japan takes a very dim view of it. It has declared war on the Tsarist Empire and promptly attacked. The point now is to act as fast as possible. Ensure that the supplies of materiel for waging war get to the Eastern Front. Hunters have departed empty-handed. The bear disappeared. Word has it that it frightened a postman and stole his bicycle. Then the bear rode off with its tongue sticking out. Rare specimens. They radiate an extremely unusual energy. The shaman was kind enough to hand over the gems to the taiga monster. He said it would be too dangerous for anyone else. Sure enough, the thing seems to be appeased. At any rate, no more material is vanishing into thin air.